Yeah, it's unfortunate that Fantan Mojah final farewell was the unity there. Where was the unity? Not even the great Mutabaruka, who's like a high priest in the Rastafarian community, was there. But remember, Muta had promised to sue Fantan Mojah, because Fantan Mojah had slandered him and defame his name. So we don't know if Muta had sued Fantan Mojah, but based on the video that you're going to see from General B and twins of twins and all these guys, you're going to hear them and say, boy, there's no unity, no brotherly love, the show towards Fantan Mojah. Some people say it's because of the killing of Jabari, that Jah Mason's son, that them say Fantan Mojah. So, it's unfortunate that what happened with Fantan Mojah, but a man, how you live, you choose the life that you want to live, and Fantan Mojah do some nice song. So ladies and gentlemen, today I want to begin differently. Before I continue with this video, just please type and tell me where you're watching this video from, because that really helps to boost the algorithm for the video itself. Yes, just type and tell me where you're watching this video from, and we know you understand. When you like the video, there's a thing that's gonna pop up, say hype. Just hype it and share it. Share the video with your mama, your papa. Comment below. As we tell you, just type and tell us where you're watching this video from. Before the questions, before the controversy, before the discussion about reggae, Rastafari, friendship, loyalty, or who attended what funeral, the Jamaican Young Police channel family extends our deepest and most sincere condolences to the wife, children, relatives, friends, supporters, and musical family of Owen Lennox Moncrief, the man the world known as Fantan Mojah. A man has died, a husband has died, a father has died. A Jamaican artist who carried our music around the world has gone home. So this program is not about disrespecting Fantan Mojah. In that, it's about something bigger, much bigger. What does friendship means in Jamaica's music fraternity? When the stage lights are turned off, what does unity mean when there is no promoter paying anybody? What does brother mean when there is no concert, no sound system, no camera, and no money to collect? Because General B is now raising a painful question according to comments circulated from him after Fantan Mojah's funeral at the UWI campus. Fewer than 5 artists turn up for the final farewell. Fewer than 5. So the Spragga Benz is one of the men who was, encouraging Fantan Mojah in the violence, in killing people and all of these things. Capitan was the man who is against violence and killing of people. So after Baba Skeng was killed and Fantan Mojah's name was calling up in the killing, Capitan don't take any call from him and don't talk to him since. So you cannot blame him, because Rasta is love, Rasta no in a badness. And he came out already publicly. Yeah, man. Say I big up the clans, the one order and all the bad man, the man them thing. Oh, Rasta are peaceful people. But you see, as them say, some of them are long your array. Because if you're a Rasta them thing, you're not supposed to preach violence. Because when you kill a next black man, yourself you're killing. But based on information received, him say, boy, if him then kill Jabari would kill him. So now he's gone. And the music fraternity, they never show him no love. None at all. No love. And when I heard that, I asked myself, how can a man spend decades inside reggae and dancehall, travel the world representing Jamaica, stand beside other entertainers, perform beside them, reason with them, support them, and then at the final goodbye, one veteran entertainer is asking, where's the fraternity? That's a General B. We don't see no bounty killer, you know, see no Beanie Man. Last time we see my Beanie Man around on the road. We don't see, you know, no Agent Sasko. We don't see no Luciana and the man there Rasta. We don't see no Tony Rebel. And I want to see the high priest Mutabaruka. But there's another part of the story. Fantan Mojah's name had been previously being dragged into one of the most serious accusations imaginable following the murder of Jah Mason's son, Jabari, Baba Skeng Johnson. Fantan Mojah denied. Let me repeat that. He denied it. That's one of the things when I was say that's where the backlash come from, because Rasta, what the Rasta they are doing, they are separating themselves from the guy with name Spragga Benz. Spragga Benz is a gang leader and a murderer allegedly. And we can tell you this, if Special Branch then when he was accused of the triple murder, if they had got the wiretap legally, Spragga Benz would be in prison because he was on tape discussing the murder of his 3 friends, so-called friends turned enemy. So people, Rastas like Capitan and them guy the way, apart from, you know, them not believe in the violence and you killing nobody and all of them, although them sing song where support it, which is wrong. You know, you don't see any of them there. And even Spragga Benz, they never see him there either. But he was in Jamaica. But you know that, you know, him have enemy too. Many enemies from film community where he was born and raised. But Fantan Mojah, he publicly rejected the allegation and offered condolences to Jah Mason. So tonight, we are not accusing Fantan Mojah of murder. Him then, we're not accuse him of it. But based on, as you know, the thing where I say, in the streets of them own court, where them offer them own opinion and them laws, we are asking something different. Did that accusation leave a strain that followed Fantan Mojah all the way to his grave? Or was what General B witnessed simply evidence of a deeper problem that has existed in reggae and dancehall for years? When the music stops, where's the unity? First, let us respect the man. Before we examine who came and who did not come, we must first remember who was being buried. Fantan Mojah was not merely another entertainer with 2 songs and a microphone. His government name was Owen Lennox Moncrief. He was born in Whitehill, St. Elizabeth on August 5th, 1976. He emerged from Jamaica's sound system culture, and before becoming Fantan Mojah, he reportedly used the stage name Mad Killer, reflecting his admiration for Bounty Killer. After embracing Rastafari, Capitan encouraged him to change his name, by which the world would eventually know him.
But more than this thing is, where's the unity amongst each other? You know what I'm saying? And people are expecting some more artists. You get me?
More industry people.
More industry people, bro. People come together. Some of them bad man have blood yard. Go there with the yard on this day. We are better. Pass away over there so together. We need to togetherness and music is a fraternity. You know what I say? We need more love. Right now, currently, at Fantan Mojah for now, Mr. Clinton to the booth. I'm saying I'm quite a few artists. But we should have much more people from both of the music industry.
That is true.
Themselves on this location today.
We're not currently have a current
unity. Where is the unity?
And a unity, man, a high. That's the word. If you have a current song, now we're going. If you didn't have time. Yeah, man. And if now go dead, them no budget fee. Them go ever go the funeral.
That's why when they dead, you know when they dead, they say, oh, we take from them to show them last respect and them don't turn up. There are every one of the artists there. The industry banks Oliver Green where you're there. I am the minister of the
Me hear you say, show a last respect, and can't show a last respect and them never have the first one.
Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon member. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. As Fantan Mojah, and that name became internationally recognized. Fantan Mojah represented an era when conscious reggae and hard dancehall energy could exist in the same human being. Listen to the catalog: Hail the King, Hungry, Corruption, Got Soul. Him have some nice music. Fantan music do some nice music, believe you me. Those weren't merely records. Those songs carry messages. His debut album, Hail the King, arrived in 2005 and Fantan continued recording and performing until his passing. This is why we have to remember the human being before we debate the controversy. His widow, Michelle Moncrief, described the man she knew long before the public knew Fantan Mojah. She spoke about his love for music, his humility, his personality, and his confidence that one day he was going to succeed. And he did. Their share relationship lasted more than 2 decades and have been married for 8 years. Now imagine what that woman is experiencing. She's not watching a YouTube debate. She's not counting clicks. She has lost her husband. And according to the Gleaner, the grief became almost unimaginable because her father died 1 week after Fantan Mojah in the same hospital and reportedly the same room. That is pain. Imagine that. Her husband died in the same hospital and then her husband died, her father died 1 week after that. That is pain. So before anybody rushes into the comments with tribalism, personal grudges or entertainment politics, remember that children are mourning their father and a widow mourning her husband and her father. To Michelle Moncrief's, Fantan's daughters, his relatives and everybody who genuinely love Owen, our deepest condolences. May you find strength in the memories he left behind. General B's question deserves an answer. Now, let us get to the issue that caused me to make this program. General B, a veteran, an entertainer who understands this business. General B has publicly complained that fewer than 5 artists attended Fantan Mojah's final funeral and questioned the unity inside reggae and dancehall. That statement caught my attention because when somebody outside the fraternity asks that question, the fraternity can dismiss them. You cannot dismiss it so easily. General B is essentially asking, where are the people who call one another family when somebody dies? And that is a legitimate discussion. Let us be accurate. Fantan Mojah had 2 major farewell events. There was a public Thanksgiving service at the University Chapel of the University of the West Indies, Mona campus on Thursday, August 13, 2026. Then there was the family and community funeral and burial in Eldersley, St. Elizabeth on Saturday, August 15, 2026. Those are not the same event. At the Kingston Thanksgiving, the music fraternity was represented. The Gleaner specifically reported the presence of the people including Mr. G, that our one brother named Goofy, him changed him name from Goofy to Mr. G, Herman, Bongo Herman, Romy and Virgo, Pinchers, Just Crew, Ricky General, General B, Harry Toddler, Thunder, and Military Man, as well as people connected to Fantan's overseas touring band. Marcia Griffiths and Scatterburrell were also reported to be among the fraternity members present. Therefore, I am not going to come here and tell my audience that nobody supported Fantan Mojah. Yeah, that would not be truthful. But General B's complaint concerned what happened at the final homegoing in St. Elizabeth. And that distinction changes this conversation, because your final funeral in your home community is different. That is the last ride. That is when they put you into the heart. That is when the microphone is finished. General B stood there and looked around and genuinely felt the fraternity was almost absent. Then we should listen to him. Not because absence automatically means disrespect. It doesn't. People travel. People have engagements. People have medical issues. People may have attended one service and be unable to attend another. Some may grieve privately. Therefore, I will not accuse any specific artist of deliberately boycotting Fantan Mojah without evidence. But the pattern General B says he witness deserve discussion, because unity cannot exist when everybody is alive and useful. The big names and the big questions, and this is where people are naturally going to ask, where were the major names? Like Spragga Benz, the man who was behind Fantan Mojah and the bad man Rasta business, Rasta philosophy and mantra. Big up the clans, big up the one order. Where was he? Where were the artists who share stages, studio, festival and Rastafari space with Fantan Mojah? People will ask about Cape Town. But Cape Town, you're not going to find Cape Town there, because Cape Town do not support the killing of others. And from the killing of Jabari, that are Baba Skeng, Cape Town don't take any call from Fantan Mojah anymore. They will ask about Sizzler. We don't hear anything about Sizzler. Sizzler done with the bad man business. Some say that when the police them raid and find how many guns at this place up there in Judgment Yard. They will ask about the coke dealer, cokehead, Rear Admiral, Buju Banton. See man, when you say him come out and I say, boy, you know, I show man how to sit down on it. And they will ask about Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, Spragga Benz, and many others. But I want everybody listening carefully. I am not declaring that any of those artists or individuals intentionally refuse to attend Fantan Mojah's funeral, unless we know somebody's schedule, travel arrangement, health, family circumstances, or whether they attended another memorial event. We cannot responsibly make that accusation. That is not how this channel operates. But we can ask a broader question. Why did General B leave the burial feeling abandoned by the fraternity? That's a question. And instead of attacking General B for saying it, the entertainers or the entertainment fraternity should listen to what General B is saying. Because sometimes the man standing inside the room can tell you more about the temperature than somebody watching from outside. So if him tell us inside a cold, believe him, because him inside it. Unless him mad, so General B no mad. If you tell us boy, the man in the show up. General B's frustration may be about more than Fantan Mojah. Perhaps Fantan's funeral became the latest example of something entertainers have whispered about for decades. Competition, ego, jealousy, cliques, business alliances, personal disagreements, political divisions, religious divisions. Who is hot? Who isn't hot? Who can help my career? Who cannot help my career anymore? And death exposes it, all of it. because that remove the commercial transaction. A dead artist cannot give you a collaboration next month. He cannot bring you onto a festival. He cannot introduce you to a promoter. He cannot repost your song because he's dead. He cannot return the favor. So when a man dies, whatever support remains became something very poor. I used to say pure. When a man become, yeah, when you're dead, you become poor because you're not here in the physical to do anything. It becomes, I came because you matter to me. That is why funeral attendance is emotionally powerful. It's like a closure, you know, the last part of somebody's life. Not because attendance is the only measurement of love. It isn't. But because sometimes showing up is the final thing you can do. The Baba Skeng cloud. Now, we come to the most delicate part of this discussion, and I'm going to handle it responsibly. On April 28, 2025, Jah Mason's son, Jabari Baba Skeng Johnson, was shot and killed while participating in a TikTok live stream in St. Andrew. Reports describe a horrific killing that unfolding while people were watching online. Afterward, allegations began circulating online attempting to associate Fantan Mojah with what happened. Fantan Mojah publicly denied those allegations. I'm going to tell you from our experience, I have never met an honest criminal, an honest liar, and I can go on and on. So you would not expect Fantan Mojah, even if him involved, he might go admit it. So him just do the thing that normal people do. He don't know nothing about it. I just saw it go. After the allegation began circulating online attempting to associate Fantan Mojah with what happened, he denied. IRFN carried the matter under the headline essentially reflecting Fantan Mojah saying that he did not kill Jah Mason's son. Another reported documented his public denial and condolences to Jah Mason. That fact is critical. An allegation is not evidence. A rumor is not conviction. A WhatsApp message is not a police investigation. And the thing is that Fantan Mojah sent a death threat to Jah Mason. And you understand, via WhatsApp. And to this day we never receive it from his daughter. Because apparently they're afraid of Fantan Mojah. Because I had spoken to the daughter. You understand, who, you know, to tell her that it was really coming from Fantan Mojah because he had sent death threats to Jah Mason. We don't know what the beef was coming from, and they did not want to go in depth where all of this was coming from. We know that they are, you know, so-called Rasta in a turban, but Fantan Mojah was a real, him a tight pants Rasta. In my first Rasta for wear tight pants. You understand? A TikTok accusation is not a court verdict, and if anybody has credible evidence concerning the murder of Baba Skeng, that evidence belongs with the police. The police them know who is a man who use left hand and him drive a Benz, and I don't remember his name often, but him have some connection to Fantan Mojah. Everybody in the community knew who the left hand guy is that killed Baba Skeng. It does not belong in a social media kangaroo court. That principle may apply to everybody. We create a society where an accusation automatically becomes guilt. An innocent person will eventually become the victim of that culture. Maybe many innocent people already have. Fantan Mojah had a right to deny what was being said about him. And until credible evidence demonstrates otherwise, we cannot rewrite his life and place the word murderer beside his name because people on the internet said so. I will not do it. The Jamaican Young Police channel will not do it. But did the rumor damage him anyway? Now, here's a deeper question. Even when an accusation is never proven, can the accusation itself destroy somebody socially? Absolutely, yes. Think about how rumors work. Somebody says something, 10 people repeat it, a blogger adds a question mark, another person remove the question mark, a TikTok page makes a dramatic video, another page says everybody knows. Pretty soon, people cannot even remember where the allegation started. That's how propaganda works. But they remember the man's name beside the allegation, Fantan Mojah. Say him kill Baba Skeng, although he was not the one that pulled the trigger. It was a guy, a left-hand guy, but they say that his friend that drive a white Mercedes Benz from same place up where Baba Skeng was killed up by Red Hills. But remember the man's name beside the allegation. That is how reputations get damaged. And that is why I'm asking, not accusing, did Baba Skeng controversy change the way some people inside the fraternity view Fantan Mojah? I don't know. General B doesn't establish that. Funeral attendance does not prove it. And until somebody who stay away says, that is why I stay away. Nobody should pretend to know. But given how publicly Fantan's name became associated with that, ladies and gentlemen, data is king. This is the end of part 1. And this is exactly where we're going to leave part 1 of this 2-part series. Throughout this presentation, I deliberately ask you not to make your decision based on emotion, popularity, friendship, Rastafari, dancehall alliances, or what somebody said on social media. Look at the information, look at the timeline, look at who spoke publicly, look at who showed up, look at what was reported, and just as importantly, look at what has not been proven. Because when Jamaican Young Police investigate a controversial subject, I don't want you leaving here saying, Sir Porter told me what to believe. No. I want you leaving here saying, I saw the information, I listened to the arguments, and I reached my own conclusion. That is the difference. We have been discussing the late Fantan Mojah, a Jamaican entertainer whose contribution to reggae music cannot simply be erased because controversy surrounding his name near the end of his life. And again, our deepest condolences to his wife, his children, his family, his friends, and everyone who genuinely love him, Fantan Mojah. But his passing has left behind some uncomfortable questions. Why was General B so disappointed about the level of support at the funeral service? Why did he felt or feel compelled to speak up publicly? Was that happen simply a matter of scheduling, distance, and people attending different memorial events or other activities? Was there division inside the entertainment fraternity? Were there personal disagreements that the public knew nothing about? And the question that many of you are undoubtedly asking, did the controversy surrounding the killing of Baba Skeng affect the way some people in the entertainment industry treated Fantan Mojah? Listen carefully. That is a question. It is not a conclusion. It's a question. Fantan Mojah publicly denied his involvement in Baba Skeng's death, and unless credible evidence proves otherwise, we must never turn an allegation into conviction merely because it was repeatedly, loudly enough. That principle matters, because today it is Fantan Mojah, tomorrow it could be you, tomorrow it could be me. There are so many people who accuse me of, killing people that I wasn't even in Jamaica. Yes, people. I did a video, them said that I killed a soldier for a woman. Push woman, that imaginary woman. When the soldier was killed in a shootout with the police, I was in the United States of America, in another country. But yet people did video and said that I am the one that killed the man. Everything that happened back then, it was either me or Bobby and I. That's how, people in St. Andrew South, police here. So every police shooting, it always Porter and Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Even when I wasn't there. Once society accepts that accusation equals guilt, evidence becomes meaningless. And data is king, because data forces emotion to sit down and evidence to stand up. Now, here is where part 2 becomes even more interesting, because in part 2 we are going deeper. We are going to examine the public positions, the friendships, the disagreements, and people who defended Fantan Mojah when controversy erupted and the questions being asked after his death. We are going to look closely at the entertainment fraternity and ask, what does support really means? Is support something you demonstrate while somebody is alive? Is it something you demonstrate when their name is under attack? Is it something you demonstrate when they are sick? Or should that support also be visible when the person reaches his final destination, death? Every one of us will reach there. So it doesn't matter how you get there, you will get there one day. And here's another uncomfortable question. Can somebody publicly stand beside you during controversy but be absent when your family is saying the final goodbye? There may be perfectly legitimate explanations. And that is exactly why we investigate rather than speculate. Part 2 is not going to be a witch hunt. It is not going to be about condemning people because they did not appear in one photograph or one piece of funeral footage. We are going to put the available information on the table and let you, the Jamaican Young Police audience, decide what it means. Because I continue to tell you, substance over popularity. Don't follow me because you like Sir Porter. Don't disagree with me because you dislike Sir Porter. Follow the evidence. If I am wrong, the evidence should correct me. If somebody else is wrong, the evidence should correct them. That is how an informed society is supposed to function. So before you leave part 1, I want you to answer one question in the comments. Based strictly at what you have seen so far, why do you believe General B was so disappointed with the turnout at Fantan Mojah's final funeral? Don't insult anybody, please. Don't accuse anybody of a crime. Don't manufacture evidence. Give me a thoughtful answer, because I am going to be reading those comments before part 2, and I will respond. And when we return, we are going deeper. Some of the questions that people have been avoiding are going directly onto this table. No favorites, no sacred cows, yes, no assumptions, just the information. Remember, data is king, evidence matters, questions are not accusations, and the truth does not need protection from investigation. So we reach the end of part 1 of this 2-part series. If you found value in this investigation, remember, like. When you like it, a pop-up going to says hype it, share and comment, because part 2 is where we bring the different pieces together. And when part 2 begins, come prepared to listen carefully, because this conversation is bigger than Fantan Mojah. It is about friendship. It is about loyalty. It is about reputation. It is about evidence. And above everything else, it is about whether the unity that reggae and dancehall preach to the world is actually practiced when the music stops. Part 1 ends here. Yes, part 2 is next. And remember, data is king. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police channel out.